If you've been looking for a way to bring in some extra coin to fund your business dreams, then this is the video for you, because today I am sharing side hustles that you can start for zero to little money. Let's go. Babes, I'm Chanel the Brand Hustler, and this is a channel for all of my hustle babes who are interested in gaining insight on the entrepreneur journey while learning essential marketing and business tips for their brand. If that sounds like you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and join the Hustle Babe community. I am so excited to be doing this video today because I did one of these videos last year where I shared 15 side hustle ideas. And since then, I mean, the world has changed, things have changed. I got some new ideas that I've come across, some new things that I have tried, and I wanna share them with you. But just in case you're watching this video and you're like, okay, well, what makes you a certified person to tell me about side hustles? I mean, it's literally in the name, the brand hustler. I am a hustler at heart, okay? But on the real, when I was starting up my shoe boutique, and even when I was starting up this business, there were some times where I needed a side hustle to be able to fund my business dreams. And I am all for having you a little thing on the side so that way you can go after what it is that you really want instead of staying stuck where you are in that 9 to 5 and complaining every day. Make a way, because there is one, okay? I have done everything, well, not everything, but I've done a lot of things, okay? I've driven Uber, I've driven Lyft, I've done Shipt, which I actually love Shipt. I've done Instacart, I have literally done DoorDash and all of the things. And just in case you don't believe me, I'm gonna come with some receipts. I went and I dug up my shirt so that I could show y'all that I'm for real. So give me a second. Woo! So, like I told y'all, I got one of my Shipt shirts right here, okay? Right here. And I would go back to Shipt because I just love grocery shopping. And then I got a DoorDash shirt right here, okay? So your girl know what she's talking about. I know what it feels like to not have the money to fund your dreams and having to work for it. I know what all that feels like, which is why I am bringing you this video right here today, because why have you do all the work when I could give you literally 10 ideas that can give you a jump start on those side hustles so that you can fund your business dreams. So if you're excited for today's video, comment down below letting me know what your side hustle is going to be funding, okay? So these side hustles that I'm about to list for you, obviously you're working for a bigger goal. Drop down what that goal is in the comment section below. Is it to fund your clothing boutique? Is it to fund your skincare business? Maybe it's to fund your esthetician business. Whatever it may be, comment that down below because I want to see, okay? I just want to be nosy, but I also want to chat with y'all, all right? Actually, before we get into the list, I want to remind you that most of these things on this list cost $0 to start. So you can start these things tomorrow if you really wanted to, all right? So get excited because this list that I put together is thebomb.com. Number 1, you can sell items on Etsy. Just in case you don't know, Etsy is a marketplace that started off because people didn't have a way to sell their creative goods. So there were people who were maybe sewing clothes, that were designing items and things like that, that they didn't really have a home to sell it on. So that's how Etsy came about. So on Etsy, you find a lot of personalized items, a lot of creative things on there. So if you are a creative person like that, if you know how to personalize a t-shirt or a mug, you know, if you have a Cricut machine at home that you've been meaning to use, then selling on Etsy can definitely help you take off. Etsy is one of those websites that it prioritizes you based off of the keywords you put in your listing. And then on top of that, you can actually run Etsy ads where you just put money towards them pushing your listing in front of people when they search for it. It is not a lot of work at all. I actually had an Etsy shop, was it 2 years ago, I think? I had an Etsy shop that I started on the side where I was selling personalized necklaces, and I didn't make the necklaces, I just knew the vendor that made the necklaces, and so I was able to, you know, 1 + 1 = 2. and do what I needed to do to get it done, okay? So you can do either that, you could take that route, or you can go ahead and take the route where you are actually making the goods. Either way, as long as it's creative or as long as it's a personalized type of item, it will definitely thrive on Etsy. Hustle idea number 2 is you can list your car on Turo. So Turo is this amazing platform that is kind of like the Airbnb of cars. If you have a really nice car, or even if you don't have a really nice car and you have one of those everyday cars that don't take a lot of gas, it's old, reliable, that type of car, you can list it on Turo as well. Many people go on Turo to rent cars either for work, if they're in a different city, because sometimes they're on long-term contracts for maybe 2 months, 3 months. Sometimes people are renting cars to drive Uber so that they can go ahead and fund their life and their business. And then if you have a really nice car, sometimes they're actually renting your car for special events, for video shoots, to take somebody out on a date, etc. It is something that I haven't used yet. I do, however, want to list my car on Turo because my car is pretty nice, but I want to do some things to it first, and then I'm going to list it on Turo. So when I do, I will keep y'all updated on how that goes for me. And now we're on to hustle idea number 3, which I said Turo was the Airbnb of cars. So now we're actually gonna talk about Airbnb. If you live in a house with multiple rooms, if you have access to a condo, or even if, I can't legally say this, but if you live in an apartment and you know your property manager is kind of lax, you can definitely put your room up on Airbnb. I did this when I was in college, and it was honestly one of the best decisions that I would have ever made. So in college, I was a mover and a shaker. I was involved in everything. I had a whole bunch of jobs all at once. I was not at home, but at the same time, I hated having roommates. So I actually got myself a 2-2 as an apartment, and it was kind of like one of those apartments that was set up like townhouses in a way. And I decided to go ahead and rent that bad boy out. Now, for safety reasons, I personally didn't want to stay in the same unit as someone else who was staying there. So whenever I rented it out, I just rented out the whole place, and I went and I stayed with Andy, who is now my husband. So I would go and stay with him and let the person have the whole place. And one time somebody actually stayed for like a month and a half because UF is a research facility and they were coming to get some type of medical research done, or their husband was. And so they actually stayed there for about a month and a half, and that brought in some serious coin, okay? So trust me when I say that Airbnb is definitely a way that you get a bag on the side. Number 4 is you can grocery shop for others. So I showed y'all my shipped shirt. So you can actually do shipped, or you can do Instacart. But the cool thing about it, and what I really put it on this list for, is not necessarily to use one of those apps to shop for others, but to build your portfolio while shopping for others so that you can just grocery shop for them yourself and you don't have to pay the app a cut. One of the things that used to happen to me when I used to do shipped is I would shop for people over and over, and I don't know if it was the area or because they rated me really high, maybe it was a mix of both, but once they started getting me repeatedly, especially the elderly people, they were like, look, I don't want anybody else shopping for my groceries. I had somebody else shop for me the other day, I guess when you were on the shift, and they did a terrible job. I want you to always shop for my groceries. You know, do you have a business card? That way I can, you know, send you my list every week. You go ahead and shop for it. You come, you get the money, and it is what it is. And I could just talk to you directly. So you can develop a portfolio so that you can do that yourself. There are many people who actually do that. There are groups on Facebook for people who do Shipt, for people who do Instacart, and for people who do Uber and things like that, that you can kind of like pick their brains about how they built their portfolio or how they go about grocery shopping for others without going through the app. All right, so that's a little secret that a lot of people don't tell you about. Number 5 is you can be an extra in a movie or a TV show. This is one of those things that I really want to do, not because like I need the money or want the money, but just because I want to check it off my bucket list. So even if you want to do this for fun, go ahead and do it, girl, because I want to see myself on the big screen. So if you live in a big city like Atlanta, for example, LA, there are casting calls like crazy. And if you live in Atlanta, you know the GOAT is here, Tyler Perry, and you can walk into his studio and get yourself an extra part, okay? But there are actually websites, I think castingcall.com is one, and there are a couple of others. If you look it up, you can find it. There are also people on TikTok, casting directors themselves on TikTok, who literally only post TikToks to recruit people for shows and movies. The extras actually make a good amount of money, especially if they have you doing an extra action. Especially if they have you doing anything other than just standing in the background, they pay you even more for that. And if you have to go in and get hair and makeup and all that stuff done, then they have to pay you even more for that. So extras make money. Number 6 is you can transcribe videos and podcasts. On YouTube, there is something where, like, when you're uploading your video, they ask you if you have a transcription file. And if you have a transcription file, it actually helps your video, allegedly, it helps your video rank higher in the search engine. People who have YouTube channels, they're interested in having their videos transcribed and having it actually be correct, because there are things out there that do it automatically and they twist your words. If you don't mind watching someone's video or actually listening to someone's video and just typing what it is that they're saying, especially if you type fast, that is a good way that you can make some coin. And the same thing goes for podcasts, because a lot of people who have podcasts, they double down and make it into a blog or kind of like an email to promote their podcast. So if you can like type really fast and you don't have a problem listening to that hour-long podcast, girl, go ahead and get that bag as a side hustle, okay? Number 7 is you can flip your old inventory or just flip clothes in your closet. This is something that I have done as well. And I know you're probably like, girl, out of the 7 things you just listed, you did about 4 of these things. I know, I was real serious earlier when I told you I am about what I'm about, okay? So if I have my mind set on something, I am going to go ahead and get it by any means necessary. Doesn't matter how many side hustles I need to have, I'm gonna do it, okay? And that's the same mentality that you should have as well. But anyway, so I actually list my old inventory on Poshmark. I had a shoe boutique and I decided to just shut it down abruptly when I started the brand Hustler. Therefore, I was left with a bunch of shoes. Some of them I gave away. I was just like, all right, take it. But whatever I had left, I went ahead and I listed it on Poshmark because I wanted to make some coin. And it actually does very, very well. I think to this day, maybe I made like $400, $500 on Poshmark. And I'm listing these shoes for dirt cheap because I just wanna like get them gone. If you're interested in shopping my Poshmark, I will go ahead and list it in the description box so that you can check it out. No pressure though. If you see something that you like from what's left and your size is there, feel free to go ahead and get it because, I mean, why wouldn't you? Number 8 is very, very interesting. And this is something that I wanna try in the future. But if you live in a poppin' city that people tend to visit, and I don't even know what I call popping because people visit Seattle a lot and I don't think Seattle is a poppin' city, but don't come for my head. Anyway, if you live in a city that a lot of people tend to travel to, or you have a lot of unique things in your city, whether that's museums or whatever, right? You can sell tours on Viator. You do not need to be a full-blown company to list your tours on Viator. And just in case you don't know what Viator is, I'm gonna go ahead and put a screenshot on the screen. But Viator is a company where you can book excursions and tours whenever it is that you're traveling, whether it's domestic or international. Now, some of the tours on Viator are hosted by individuals themselves, and this is something that Airbnb actually recently started. I think it's called Airbnb Tours. You can list yourself as a tour guide and put together your own little itinerary and offer tours, okay? So when people come to your city and they want to explore, you can take them on a fun little whirl around the city and, you know, treat them to a good time. And then as you build your reviews, your ranking on the site will go up, you get more tour requests, bada bing, bada boom, you make more money. So that is what Viator is, right? And of course there are professional companies on there too, but don't let that discourage you because there are individuals on there as well. And if you wanna like do 2 sites, like I said, definitely list yourself on Airbnb Tours as well as Viator. Hustle number 9 Amazon is taking over, all right? It is to the point where I could order something on Amazon right now and it will be here tomorrow between 5 and 10 a.m. Insane. Because Amazon is taking over, it means that they need more manpower to actually get these deliveries out to people in a timely manner. Because in a matter of hours, that is still insane to me. But anyway, the way that you can help is by being a part of that manpower. So you can work for Amazon Flex. Word on the street is they start out at $18 an hour. Okay, $18 an hour? When I was working for real, I don't even, what? Like I made, my last job, obviously I made over $18 an hour, but I'm trying to think if any jobs before that paid me more than $18 an hour. The point is, $18 an hour is a good little coin, and Amazon Flex allows you to pick up shifts and drop them as you please. So if you have a car, you got some free time, people literally deliver overnight now. So even if you don't have the time in the day, you can flip that switch on at nighttime and deliver some stuff for about 4 or 5 hours and then go home. Number 10 on this list, okay? We made it to number 10. You can design worksheets and templates. And what I mean by design is, you have to have like a graphic design type of talent. So if you are really good with Photoshop, even if you're really good with Canva, and you know how to design workbooks, worksheets, things like that, you can develop those things into templates. You can create flyer templates. You can create workbook templates, all these things, and you can list them on sites like creativemarket.com where you can get paid for your template. Obviously, Creative Market takes a portion of that, but then you get the remaining of that. So you get to be real creative and do something that you know how to do really well and possibly even love to do, and you get paid for it, and you're helping people out, because a lot of people who use Creative Market, they're business owners themselves, or they're professionals who need something to be able to execute their job. Like I said, you don't have to be well versed in Adobe, Photoshop, or anything like that. You can definitely use Canva. If you don't know what Canva is, it is the best online design tool in the world, and I say that with my chest, okay? I absolutely love Canva. I create 95% of everything on Canva. The only thing I don't create on Canva are things that my team sketches for me, such as like my logo that was sketched and designed on an actual like graphic design software. But every single post that goes up on social media, even down to sometimes social media flyers, if I have an image in an email, my thumbnails, all of that is created in Canva. So definitely check it out. There's a link in my description box as well for Canva so that you can go ahead and start your free trial. There's a free version, but the free version is kind of limited. So the pro version, it is super affordable. It's only $12 a month, and you unlock so many features. On top of that, you unlock stock images, stock videos, and things like that. So I'm gonna leave that link in my description box. That way you go ahead and sign up for Canva with your girl's affiliate link, okay? So that way Canva knows that I sent you and they can give you your free trial of Canva Pro. Now, I hope you enjoyed that full list of those 10 side hustles. Now, obviously, I said that these side hustles are to fund your business dreams. And with your business dreams, it means that you need to know the audience that you are targeting. So if you are in the beginning stages of business, because you can very much have a side hustle after you've already started your business. If you're in the beginning stages of business, even if you've been in business for a while and you find yourself struggling to attract your target audience and convert your target audience, or if you haven't started your business yet and you want to be ahead of the curve and you want to learn this stuff now, then I suggest that you go ahead and come to my target audience workshop. The registration hasn't opened yet, so I'm gonna leave the wait list link in the description. Last time we had this target audience workshop, I sold out of all 100 seats, and I sold out of 65 of them in early bird. The waitlist people are the ones who actually get access to early bird, so you don't want to sleep on it. If you want to be in the building for the target audience workshop, where I am going to teach you how to attract your audience and convert your audience, you know what I'm saying, so that you could bring in that coin on a fluid matter, then you definitely want to make sure that you go ahead and join the waitlist for the target audience workshop. If this video was super helpful, give it a thumbs up, share this video with someone that you know that it can help, and comment below which side hustle that you are actually going to try. Y'all, that was a lot, but that was so good, okay? So if you are not following me already, make sure that you go ahead and follow me on Instagram at The Brand Hustler. You can also follow my TikTok at The Brand Hustler as well. If you're not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscription button and join the Hustle Babe community. Whew, y'all. This one was real good. I'm really excited. I don't know if y'all could tell, but I am going to see you in the next video. Bye, Hustle Babes.